Well, hello again, my friend. It is Pedro. I hope you are doing well. Recently, I had the privilege to be able to attend an awesome book event called Dark Ink in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, which is this cute and cozy, adorable little town. Can I say cute and cozy town and still maintain a level of toughness or coolness? Because Doylestown, you straight up adorable, and I love you. Anyway, before I get too far away from this event, I wanted to do a quick book haul and also just kind of commemorate this awesome event, which for me is the jump off of my favorite time of the year, the prime time spooky season. So here we go. This is Pedro's book haul from Dark Ink 2025. Let's go. So real quick, before we do the book haul, I wanted to take a moment to say a huge thank you and shout out to the Doylestown Bookshop for putting this event on and making it happen. You guys knocked this event out of the park. It was amazing. It was so awesome to be able to hang out with some of my favorite authors. They had panel discussions, they had movies, they had questions, they had book signings, they had all this time, and they really created an atmosphere of community that was beautiful. So I've said this before and I'll say it again, to me, horror authors are the new rock stars. So being able to kind of just connect with them, kick it with them, talk to them on a human level was super cool. So thank you so much, Doylestown Bookshop, for putting this event on. You guys just really killed it. I mean, they fed us and they gave us food and drink, and not just drinks, but drinks, good drinks, horror themed drinks. Y'all are awesome. So anyway, shout out to Doylestown Bookshop for making this happen. We need these kinds of places to create community because the world is crazy right now and we need lots of love. So thank you guys for making it happen. All right, time for the books. So if you follow me on Bookstagram, which you should, then you know I'm an audiobook guy because audiobooks are the best. But if it's a book that I really love, I also want to have a physical copy. Plus, some of the books that I'm going to share with you are some of my favorites and written by some of my favorite authors. So there was no way I was going to miss a chance to get it actually signed. So let's start with Sam Rebeline's Edenville and The Poorly Made and Other Things. I'll tell you guys, these two books right here are some of my absolute favorites. I think that Sam Rebeline is a legend in the making. And when I heard that he was going to be at this event, I was like, I'm there, because these two books so far are like my favorites that I've read this year. I love them so much. I love the world that he's created. I think he's got so much further to go with this world, and I cannot wait for his upcoming book, Galloway's Gospel. I believe it comes out next month. I'll be all over that. But also, it was so cool to be able to just to talk to Sam and hear some of what motivated these stories and just connect with him on a human level. It was really awesome. So shout out to you, Sam. Thank you for the books, the awesome stories, and these are both signed, which is super duper cool. So Edenville and The Poorly Made and Other Things are two books that you need to have. If you haven't read them yet, do yourself a favor and go and get them. They rock. On to the next book. So I have a bit of a Halloween tradition where every October I like to reread, that's a hard phrase for me to say, but I like to reread Salem's Lot by Stephen King and The Halloween Store, a collection of short stories by Ronald Kelly, one of my favorites. But also recently, I wanted to add this to that tradition, and that is All Hallows by Christopher Golden. I love this book. It's perfect for Halloween, and Christopher Golden was there, so I had to buy a physical copy, and I got it signed by the man himself. I really recommend that you check this book out and that you do it around October, start of October, and just embrace all the Halloween goodness. So add this to your list. All Hallows by Christopher Golden for your spooky time. Let's go. Next. All right, so next up I have When the Wolf Comes Home by the great Nat Cassidy. Can you see it? Can you see it? This book right here is amazing. It's actually not what I thought it was going to be. I really thought it was going to be a story about a werewolf, and it kind of is. I guess you could make that stretch, but it's more a story that dives into fear. So this, again, is a book that I would like to reread, the hard word for Pedro, with friends and just kind of talk about it, because I feel like there's so much room for like rich conversation around fear. Loved it. And also Nat Cassidy was like such a nice guy at this event. I could just sense that from him. He took time to talk to everybody. I didn't realize he's a musician too, so that's extra cool points. So shout out to Nat Cassidy. He's just super nice guy. I wish I got a picture with him. I was gonna ask, but there was so much going on. But anyway, check it out. When the Wolf Comes Home. Next. All right, so the next book is the only book that I have not read already yet, but that's okay because it's written by one of my favorite authors, and it was kind of an exclusive thing that we had access to at Dark Ink, which was really, really awesome. So this is Acquired Taste by Clay Chapman. It's awesome. Look at that cover. Take a look at it. Do you love that cover or not? It's awesome. I believe that's an axolotl on it. Axolotl is a fun word to say. Reread, hard. Axolotl, awesome. Anyway, I'm really excited about this book. I absolutely loved his story, Ghost Eaters. It just blew my mind. So I know I'm in for a treat with this one. And again, I'll say, Clay was super duper nice at this event. Like, he was really taking his time, talking with people, open to conversation, open to questions, just a really awesome guy. So shout out to you, Clay. I'm excited about this one. And this is signed as well. Look, to Peter. Nom, nom, nom. I can't wait to dive into it. Okay, the next two books are my last ones, and then we're out of here. So here we go. Here we go. Well, my friend, we're down to the last two books of the book haul. And full disclosure, I accidentally erased the original ending, so I'm reshooting it, and it might look a little bit different, but it doesn't bother me. Does it bother you? Does it bother you? And besides, the last author that I'm going to talk to you about is one of my all-time favorite writers. If you know me, then you know that this guy's on my Mount Rushmore of horror, so he deserves his section to be just a little bit different anyway. I'm talking about the one and only legendary Paul Tremblay. Now, I love all of his writings, but there's two books of his that really stand out. The first one is The Pallbearers Club. This book right here is the only spooky book that has ever brought me to tears. Thug tears, but tears nonetheless. I love this book so much. I can't recommend it enough. It was not what I was expecting it to be from the title. I had this completely different narrative of where the story was going, but instead, in true Paul Tremblay fashion, it went somewhere else, and I loved it so much. This is a story of horror and heartbreak, and it's the kind of book that just stays with you long after it's done. So, highly recommend The Pallbearers Club. It's awesome. And the last book in Pedro's book haul, the legendary A Head Full of Ghosts. Can you see it? 'Cause I see you. What can I say about this book except that I absolutely love it? I know that there's some division on it, especially around the ending, but to me, that's a good thing. A book that causes conversation and dialogue and has the right amount of ambiguity, to me, is an awesome story. So, Head Full of Ghosts, in my opinion, is an absolute horror classic that you need to read. Read it and you will love it. And if you don't love it, read it again and then you will love it. It's that good. So that's the last book of Pedro's book haul, A Head Full of Ghosts. A great book, but a signed Head Full of Ghosts, even better. All right, my friend, that's all I got for today. You know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It costs you nothing, but it really helps me out a lot. I'm really committed to building this channel back up. I know I've said that before, but this time I mean it. So thank you so much for all of your support. I wish you nothing but grace and peace. I'll see y'all next time.